In this video lesson, we will discuss about computing test statistic on population mean. First, let us have a short activity. Identify the appropriate test statistic to be used based on the given information. Write T if it is t-test and Z if it is z-test. It is a review, not from previous discussion about identifying the test statistic on population mean. The sample mean is 345 and the sample size is 46. The population is normally distributed with a standard deviation of 11. Test the hypothesis at 0.05 level of significance. Consider the hypothesis below. The null hypothesis is the population mean is equal to 342 and the alternative hypothesis is the population mean is not equal to 342. Number 2. Test hypothesis at the level of significance is equal to 0.05, the null hypothesis that the average is equal to 2.9 against the alternative hypothesis that the average is equal to less than 2.19 with the sample size is 18 and the sample mean is 1.36 and the sample standard deviation is equal to 0.14. Assume that the population is approximately normal. Number 3. The sample size is less than 18 and the standard deviation is 3.67. Number 4. Sample mean is equal to 5.3, sample standard deviation is 5, population mean is 124, sample size is 24, and the level of significance is 0.05. Number 5. Sample mean is 25.4, population mean is 22.6, sample population deviation is 15, sample size is 118, and the level of significance is 0.01. What will be the answer? So, given yung example mean and the sample size which is 46 and that is greater than 30 with the standard deviation is given. Therefore, z-test. For number 2, so the sample size is 18 and given the standard deviation, so this is t or t-test. For number 3, sample size is 18 and the deviation is 3.67. So, since the sample size is less than 18 and given yung population standard and the sample standard deviation is 3.67, so this is t-test. For number 4, since the sample size is lower than 30, so this is t-test. And for number 5, the standard deviation is given and the sample size is 118. So it is z-test.
There are two specific test statistics used for hypothesis testing concerning means, which are z-test and t-value. If the sample size is large, where n is greater than equal to 30, and the population standard deviation is known, we will use z-test. In finding the z-value, use the formula. Z-test equals sample mean minus population mean over population standard deviation divided by square root of n. On the other hand, t-test is used when sample size is less than 30. The population is normal and the sample standard deviation is unknown. The formula we'll use here is t-value. T-value sample mean minus population mean over sample standard deviation divided the square root of n.
Example number 1. The C-value given the following information, use one-tailed test and 0.05 level of significance. Given example number 1, x bar is equal to 70 and the population mean is equal to 71.5 and the population standard deviation is equal to 8. and the n is equal to 100. Using the formula of C test is x bar equal minus population mean standard deviation over square root of n. Z, substitute natin 70 minus 71.3 is 8 square root of 100 is, n is equal to 1.5 over 0.8, and the z value of 1.875. Example number 2, compute the t-table given the following information: x bar is equal to 129.5, s is equal to 5, and the population mean is equal to 127, n is equal to 12. Since the population standard deviation is unknown and n is lower than 30, we will use t-test. Those we have. Example number 2. Ang x bar natin is given x bar is equal to 129.5, and the population mean natin is 127, and the our s is equal to 5, and our n is equal to 2. Those gagamitin natin dito ay t-test. T is equal to sample mean minus population mean is s is over square root of n. Substitute natin 129.5 minus 127. 5 is square root of 2, and the answer is of the t-test 25 over 1.44. Now, compute natin ang t-test, magiging t-test natin is 1.736. In this lesson, we hope you understand the two specific tests used for hypothesis testing is t-test and c-test. T-test statistics will be used if the sample size is below 30 and the population standard deviation is unknown. C-test statistics will be used if the sample size is n greater than or equal 30 and the population standard deviation is known. Use c-test. Now, let us answer this quiz. Direction: choose the best answer to the given question or statements. Write the letter of your choice on a separate sheet of papers. Number 1. What test statistics will be used if the sample size is below 30? A. T-test, B. C-test, C. Population mean, D. Standard deviation. Number 2. In using t-test for a population mean, we assume that the sample is selected randomly. The given statement is always true, B. Always false, C. Sometimes untrue, sometimes false, letter D. 3. If the population standard deviation is unknown, what test statistics is to be used? A. Test, B. C. Test, C. Population mean, D. Standard deviation. A. T is equal to mu minus x bar divided by population standard deviation over square root of n. B. T is equal to population mean minus x bar divided by s over square root of n. C. T is equal to x bar minus population mean divided by s over square root of n. Letter D. T is equal to x bar minus population mean divided by population standard deviation over square root of n. Number 5. When should you use the C-test? Number 6 to 8, repair the problem below. Milky Milky is sold in packets with an advertised mean weight of 0.5 kilograms. The standard deviation is known to be 0.11 kilograms. A consumer group wishes to check the accuracy of the advertised mean and takes a sample of 36 packets, finding an average weight of 0.47 kilograms. Number 6. What test statistics should be used? C. T-test, B. C-test, C. Population mean, D. Standard deviation. 7. What is the sample size? 0.15, B. 0.48, C. 0.5, D. 36. What is the computed value? A. Negative 1.636, B. 1.488, C. 0.833, D. 5.551. For number 9 and 10, refer to the problem below. Given HO, mu equals 7.25, HA is mu is equal to lower than 7.25. The study has a sample mean of 8.1 and the standard deviation of 1.18. Conducted among 15 respondents. Use A is equal to 0.01. What test statistic should be used? A. T-test, B. C-test. Number 10. What is the computed value? A. Negative 2.790, B. Negative 2.368, C. 2.368, D. 2.